Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J live from the den. Legacy Internet Radio. Thank y'all to everybody that's rocking with us tonight. We appreciate those folks that are listening to us on TuneIn. We thank those folks that are listening to us right now on Streamer. And a special shout out to those folks that are listening to the replays right now on YouTube as well as on iTunes. Y'all rocking with us. We rolling with y'all. 804-402-2893 is the number to dial to be a part of the live discussion. We appreciate you. Big Rule, you ready to take over the show?
Come on,
take us around the round table. The floor is yours, my brother. What you got, man?
Appreciate it. 402-2893.
I guess you assume they know the
code.
area code. Yeah. Punk.
Look, man.
Okay.
Get off me.
I'm going to do this again.
Nope.
Okay.
Because I run this now.
Let's
So
go.
Before you get into that,
You know
I
what?
got to
This
give a
is some
shout out to SY because Hakeem is checking in with you, SY. Hakeem said to tell you, what up, man? What's up?
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Flirting on that?
Yeah.
I know, right?
They got their own thing going on.
I
Like
mean-
Hakeem and Mrs. Jones or Mrs. Butler, whatever.
Miss Jones.
Yeah. All right, Big Bro, what you got?
So, today we're going to talk about some stuff. I'm going to save some of the heavy stuff for later because I got to hit a couple of these quick hits right here. So, I walked to a police station one day. Oh, excuse me. I did not. Some woman walked into a Moscow police station and was like, hey, I got this kid's head. What do you want to do with it?
Head?
But that's not.
I saw that.
Yes, woman carries severed head into Moscow metro station. Excuse me, metro station.
A severed head?
Yeah, like head, just holding the head up. Was like, what's up? It's Thanksgiving.
Shit's ridiculous.
The headless horseman,
Yes.
headless kid. So the child was believed to be 3 or 4 years old. They believe that woman killed the child because she was babysitting the kid, and she brought the head of the kid she was babysitting. So
She was a terrorist. She
How
was
is
a
that
child.
funny?
No, it's not funny. She's a terrorist. She was a child's nanny. She did say Allah
Yep.
Akbar when she walked into the metro station with the child's head. and
quote,
she-
I am a terrorist. I hate you, the enemy. Police are not yet calling that terror related. And the woman was born in 1977 and from Central Asia. They're treating the case as a murder investigation. But my question to y'all is,
How you going to say
you just going to be walking around with a severed head? First of all, how ill you got to be to just chop some kid's head off?
evil? Just purely evil.
She
That's
had
how.
the head in her purse. She wasn't walking around. She had the head out. Like, it's not a funny story at all. It's actually really bad. This was like
it
a
is.
straight
That's
up
what I said. It's
terrorist
pretty
attack.
evil.
Like, she severed the child's head. She was been this child's nanny. She put the child's head
Her
in her
face.
purse
I
and
didn't-
walked to the metro station. And she also said that she had bombs strapped to her body, and she was prepared to do
What-
a.
The lady with the severed head, was she Russian? Was she
No,
from Tartar?
No, she was Asian.
She's
Asian? Like, what word? I mean, was she
she's
She was from
Islamic?
Central Asia. That's pretty much all. They didn't really give a picture.
Uzbekistan or something? I mean, I listen to a lot of, I watch Bill Maher, and one thing Trump likes to do is identify the foreign enemy. I'm thinking, maybe that there was a
Asian in Russian territory.
yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, and why would you hire somebody that
Cheap?
might be a threat to you, to not just your family but the country, to be your babysitter? Is a little questionable. But they Russians. I mean, I don't care about the Russians.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
Honestly, I really don't care about the Russians. I care about what happened on my block, on my watch, on my people's.
Here's what I'll say. I don't want there to be this denouncement of the Islamic faith because this chick out her damn mind when you got white Christian Susan Smith who drove her babies into a freaking creek and said her
Crazy
brother
people
did it.
everywhere.
There's
Yep.
crazy people everywhere, and so I'm gonna make that point and let you move on.
Yep. Cool. Now, you celebrate your 50th birthday. What do? You having a nice party? You out on town? You got a limo? Boom, boom, boom. How about this 50-year-old chick on her birthday robbed a limo driver?
Really?
She ski masked him?
No, he took her places, and then in the night she was like, I need your wallet and the keys.
That's not true.
Stop
It
playing.
happened in Connecticut. Lie to you not, 7 hours ago.
Hartford?
He said 7 hours ago.
Right here.
He got it right here. I'll show you.
She's still on the 911 call.
Yeah, she had a dispute with the driver on how much she owed him. She removed the keys from the vehicle, ran to her home. She grabbed a 9 mil. It was like, "What's up?"
Oh man, I don't even know how to
Right
respond.
to bear arms.
I mean, yeah, people want to
I
give
guess
people
we have to
guns.
look up Connecticut's carry laws, right?
Yeah.
You know, she threatened to shoot out the tires, reached inside, removed the GPS device, and a clipboard with money.
I wonder how much you think she got.
Well, she didn't get much because driver called 911 and she was arrested on the
That's-
scene.
That's just stupid.
Good.
That's
That's for law
stupid.
enforcement.
She was detained on a $100,000 bond on 6 charges,
I don't hate
including
all
larceny
cops.
and carrying a firearm under the influence.
That's just stupid.
Come on, man. Really? I mean, like, I've read some stupid stuff in this. But how you going to rob the dude who just carried you around all damn night?
Again, evil people.
That's one of your what the hells.
Speak in the microphone.
That's why.
That's one of your what the hells.
Nah, it's definitely it's a round table what the hell type of crazy ass story. There's make no mistake about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even really know how to respond.
Over
I
a
mean,
dispute on how much I owe you. You carried me around all night and you say, oh, $20
I would
difference?
think if you're getting a limo, you would have paid him up front instead of it's a for hire and at Uber. Like, not even Uber you pay up
Yeah.
front, but like a taxi, and you pay. Nah, that's stupid.
I want to know how he let her reach up and get the key.
All right, you gonna let some female bogart?
Come on
like
now.
that?
You know full well if he'd have did something to her, he'd be in
I
jail.
would have jacked her right in the face.
Yeah, she can catch him.
Ladies, y'all got any comments? Y'all just look at like craziness.
yeah, that's stupid.
Leave it like it is.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's stupid.
Oh, it gets better. So,
I hope it does.
Hopefully.
so apparently, the California Highway Patrol
Chip.
got a call, said that a tiny unicorn was running around in the road.
Stop playing, yo. For real.
A unicorn. Lie to you.
Medicinal is legal in California, so doesn't surprise me.
So, and they caught the unicorn 3 hours later.
They didn't catch no unicorn.
No, they caught a white pony with a unicorn head on it.
New Day rocks.
Literally, there's a
I was
picture.
I was thinking that.
There's an actual picture
I was
of the
thinking
pony with the head on it.
These are the
I
people
was
that
like,
vote
hold on.
for
First
Trump.
of all, who lets their pony leave? It's just like their dog at the house. Really?
I really didn't see this turn. The turn we've taken, I just didn't see.
I
it
mean,
coming.
no, but I'm serious.
we talking about ladies robbing Ubers and unicorns.
Madeira, California is probably somewhere in Timbuktu.
This is what y'all do
California.
to me when I do music and my top 10 is not y'all top 10.
But you get the stuff wrong.
Y'all get me.
But you be getting stuff
get
wrong,
wrong.
man. You be getting.
I've heard your top
you be
10
getting
before.
Trivia wrong.
I had to
It's
call
not
in on your
wrong.
top 10
you
one
getting
time.
stuff wrong, man.
It's not wrong. It's
I'm
just
gonna
not
need you to
your
stop talking about your
numbers.
segment
get
on my
stuff,
segment.
You get stuff wrong, man.
Real talk.
You'll say stuff like, "Who's saying I shot the sheriff?" And I'll say Bob Marley, and you'll go Eric Clapton, and I'll go, "Yeah."
I would say, but I
both.
didn't shoot the
Now-
And
deputy.
you'll go, "No, it's
Now
supposed to be Bob Marley." And be like, "No, but Eric Clapton sang it too." And you'd be like, "No."
Come here.
All right, we'll get real for a
I'm
second.
gonna freaking
Okay.
talk to you right now.
We got something else I really want to talk about, and I really want to have a serious discussion about it.
Okay.
And I'm glad I have 3 women in the room because this is probably
Y'all can talk.
I know my feelings on it, and I think I know Marx's feelings.
Are you
on
in
it.
touch with your feelings, Ruben? At least on the
Not
subject.
today.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, there's a picture of a young lady breastfeeding at a wedding, and she took a picture of it, put it on IG, and went viral. So, I do have the picture of her in a wedding dress,
Big
breastfeeding,
boobs.
literally breastfeeding, chilling at the wedding in a seat.
Baby had to be fed. That's all I got to say.
I understand that. Well, I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but there's been this breastfeeding movement going on. A lot of negativity on it. You have people such as Alyssa Milano coming out and being like, "Look, I do what I want."
Who the hell
And
is she?
a lot of
I know, but
yeah. I mean, but you have a lot of people just talking about, well, why can't I breastfeed? I should be able to do what I want in public, yada yada yada. So I do want everybody to kind of give me an idea how they feel about the whole breastfeeding in public topic.
Ladies first, since y'all have breasts.
Well, I breastfed my son for 12 months, and when you're in public and you got things to do and they get hungry, you gotta feed them, and it's completely normal. That's what my teeters are for.
Teeters.
Teeters?
Yes, my teeters.
Never heard that phrase.
That's a new one.
He was hungry. He popped them out and he ate. Like,
Did he pop them out?
yeah, when he wanted it, he could pop it out if he wanted it. That's why I stopped at 12 months, because he was popping it out when he wanted it. At that point, I ain't need nobody telling me when they wanted
Oh,
it.
the old me. So much to say on that.
That's too easy.
Yeah, it's just so much, but okay.
All right.
So that's just my take.
S.Y. Ashley?
Thanks. You know, baby's got to eat. Baby's got to eat.
Grown men do too.
At the wedding, though, I think maybe she should have
Cover the
found a
baby up.
room or, you
that
know,
thing
somewhere to go and feed the baby. You know.
Are you for public
I
breastfeeding?
mean, if the baby's got to eat, the baby's got to eat. I'm not gonna run and hide if my child has to eat. He or she has to eat. I would, but you know, depending on where I am, what's going on, like a wedding, I would probably just move away from the table and go somewhere else.
So the rules are different depending on the situation.
Well, I just feel like, you know, there is a place and time for everything. I do, like I said, the baby does have to eat if the baby's hungry, but I just wouldn't do it at an affair like a wedding. I just wouldn't. I would. There's a room I can go into to the side and feed my child. So I would remove myself from the table and do it elsewhere.
Ashley?
I think we are coming to, like, our culture, the sexuality of our culture is evolving in such a way where people are more comfortable with their body and exposing themselves. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, I understand the whole movement, which is why she took a picture and posted on Instagram or whatever, but I don't think I am a part of that progressive movement, and I don't think it's necessary for somebody to get up and leave. I mean, she's human. The baby is human. She was invited. The baby was invited too. If everybody's at the reception eating, the baby needs to eat too.
Well, I got to take a whiz right now. Excuse me.
I mean, I see, and now that's a perverted thing that somebody would compare feeding the baby to urination. I mean, it's two totally different
totally.
things. But I do. Okay, but at the end of the day, maybe at a wedding she could have put a blanket over, but
Yeah,
I really
no
don't
blanket
think
here.
it's necessary. I feel like people eat. The uncomfortability is really for the people who will probably be attracted to that, or, you know, if you have an issue with sexuality in a woman's breast, if that turns you on, then maybe you would be like, well, I don't know. But at the end of the day, the breasts were there for food. That's why they were made, food and medicinal purposes. There's a lot of reasons why you need to feed with breast milk, because breast milk does help fight off of a lot of diseases for your baby and so on and so forth. So it's not even just food; it's a life source. So why should we hide that?
I think the question that we should be having, it should be asked right now, is why isn't this conversation about the photographer?
Well, I think she took her own picture. Though,
No,
didn't she?
someone took a picture
He's a
of
perv.
the
That's what it
person
is.
that was breastfeeding. Like, that's disrespectful. I'm breastfeeding my child. Why is that entertainment to you?
Okay,
Why
but
should
hold
you
on. I
take a
thought he
picture?
said I would
No,
feed with
someone
you,
took
but
a
I
picture
thought
of
he
it.
said that she took her own picture and
Well,
posted on her Instagram.
Somebody took the picture, but
took a picture
it is on her
but it's
Instagram.
on her Instagram. So
She put it
set
on her
this up.
Instagram.
So
Yeah,
it's
but
not
I'm
like
still
somebody that-
saying
So
why?
you both-
why did
you
a
both
person
are right,
think-
though.
But why did a
Somebody
person think
she's with.
it's okay to take a picture
Because
of me while
she
I'm thinking?
She probably-
She gave him
Yeah.
the phone and said, "Take a picture of me."
Yeah.
Like she set this up.
Yeah, you're both-
Because
you're
she
both
put it
right
on
on
her
that.
Instagram.
Here's what
I
I.
didn't know that's how the story
It wasn't like
Yeah,
a-
you're both right on that.
I thought
I
it was
mean,
like a
picture.
somebody
No.
taking a
yeah.
picture.
Here's my thought on it, man. We live in a world where we can turn on the TV and we can see a pair of boobs for selling cars and beer and all kinds of stuff. But if you see a pair of boobs feeding a kid, everybody lose their damn mind. I just
the
think
imagery, I think.
it's the imagery, but what is the problem with the imagery? Now, my thought on it. My thought on it has evolved because we did a story about this a year ago when we had the young black girl who took a picture at her college graduation and her breast was out and she was feeding her child at the graduation. And I remember being a little bit weirded out by it. And I remember coming on the show talking about how I was a little bit weirded out by it. But in hindsight and in education and in just basically just be quite frank, maturity, I'm just like, I'm thinking about it. It's like, even as a man who's attracted to breasts, you know, it's a part of the female body who I'm most attracted to. I have to be a grown-up and separate the fact that that's not what's going on here. She's got a child that's actually eating, like literally feeding. And if we can view the breast to do all these other things and not trip, but we view the breast to be doing what they were basically made to do and actually have issue with it, that says more about us as individuals than it does about the person who's actually feeding their child. Now, do I think that it would be appropriate to show some discretion? Absolutely. When someone mentioned, you know, maybe having a cover or something like that, I don't have an issue with doing that. You know, I think that there should be some sort of discretion with regard to it, because it is, even though you're feeding your child, it is a private part that does need to be exposed in the process of feeding your child. But depending on where you are, there's different levels of whether it's appropriate. Whether if it's at a wedding, sitting in the middle of the wedding party, not sure that I'd be okay with that.
I mean, I agree with. If I was at a wedding and I had a baby who was hungry, I would throw a blanket. Why? Because I know this is a hot topic, and at the wedding, it's not about me, my titty, and my baby. It's about the bride. So I feel like that might have been a little bit disrespectful. You know this is a hot topic, so why even do this at this time? You know, I would, if you were at church, it would be better off being in church and everybody looking at the pastor and you whip out a titty, then, you know, because y'all going to be looking up this way anyway. And I'm using church as an example, as another place where somebody would say, oh, I got to run away to feed my baby. I mean, I would feel more comfortable with a mother just doing how this woman did here than at a wedding, when you know all the attention is supposed to be on the bride.
You said
y'all got, but the issue, the truth of the matter is, a lot of people wish, male or female, wish that they was that baby sucking on that same titty, and that's why Aint causes the problem.
Yes.
So you look at it and you say, "Oh, you see yourself sucking on that breast." Or wishing that you were. Male or women, let's just be honest.
Depends on the mother.
It may depend on the mother. And in reference to that photo that you were talking about, the young lady that was, you know, graduating and she had her baby, quite frankly, that just was a very ugly photo. It had nothing to do with, oh my goodness, she's nursing her baby. Like, that just wasn't a good photo.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I understand that thought process. Well, I mean, I guess just to kind of,
I didn't like that photo either, and I'm down for the cause.
I don't know. As a mother that had to breastfeed, it's just as a person that breastfed their child for 12 months, I don't know. For 12 months, you got to worry about having a cover. You know, for 12 months, you got to worry about where you are. For 12 months, you have sleep. Sometimes that baby start crying, and you know they hungry. You whip that titty out. It's just, you don't be thinking about all those other things. Now, obviously, that picture showed the girl was very much so happy and smiling. She was drinking water. It wasn't a stressed out situation where she had to just pop it out. But there was times when I was just out and about, and my son needed to eat, and it was like, by the time you found a place to go to hide, you know, your baby done cried themselves to a hernia. Like, I wanted to soothe my baby at that moment as soon as I heard a tear. Because as soon as he cried, these things start leaking. And y'all don't understand that. As soon as a baby cries, your breast starts to milk. As soon as they cry. So I don't got time to be looking for a cover up in a closet. This titty leaking. He wants this. You know what I mean? So I don't know. As a breastfed mother, I can't say that discretion piece is not that easy when you start leaking as soon as an Aint happen.
You know, and I guess for me, you know, I have kind of gone through this situation personally.
You got a nurse, Ruben?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, like one time at
situation personally. I'm just
one time at one of my jobs, I worked for AT&T at one point in a store, and I was sitting down, I was talking to customers, and you know, selling phones, activating accounts, whatever. And like, wife just whipped that joint out without saying anything, and you know, whatever. And I was just kind of like, it kind of stopped me for a second.
What just happened here?
Well, it's not even that. No. The wife of the person I was working with, like, it was husband, wife, there, and baby. And We were activating new lines of service, no big deal. We're sitting down, taking care of business, and then she just whips it out and baby starts sucking. And I was just kind of just like, it startled me for a little bit because one, you know what happens, but until you see it right in your face, is one thing. And she didn't use a cover, nor did she ask, hey, is this okay? And I guess for me, back then, I was a little bit more immature than I am today. So I was kind of just like, hey, you at least could have asked a question if that was cool.
She has to ask you. Where were you?
I was
at AT&T.
At work, in a store, in a public place. And
she was a customer?
She was a customer.
And she has to ask you permission to feed her baby in a public location?
I mean, my thought at the time in my life, I was like, hey, you could at least gave me a warning. I mean, because it's not something that everybody sees.
Sexualizing the woman's breast.
I think that we should.
But that's not sexualizing the woman's breast.
I don't think it's sexualizing women's breast. I think we have to.
That's a God complex. I'm not about to ask you if I can have permission to feed my child.
No. I think that's a fair perspective, but I also think another fair perspective is, it is a form of nudity. And we have to be honest and we have to be frank about the fact that it is your breast. I understand that you're feeding a child. I got you on that because I've already made my position clear on that. Mm-hmm. But it is still you exposing your breast in a public place.
But usually when you expose your breast, the nipple goes in the baby's mouth almost instantly. It's not like you just take it out and then you bring the baby from over here.
I got you.
The baby be right here and you barely see the nipple.
I'm also on record as saying that I don't have an issue with it. But I'm also but what I'm saying is we have to understand that there's some folks who do have an issue with it. And it is a form of you've pulled your breast out.
You don't hardly see the nipple or nothing though. It's just
goes with
titty.
That just goes with the
on your
evolution of
perspective.
sexuality. Like I do understand. Like honestly, if I had a baby here and started crying, I'm not looking for no cover. So everybody here gonna see my baby in my titty. But if I was at grandma's house, I would cover up. So
see, now that sounds crazy as hell to me. You will cover at grandma's house, but not here with a room full of dudes for real.
Yeah, that don't make any sense to me.
It may sound weird, but
I need you to fix that.
Because I just feel like I probably never really got to see you.
But your grandma got a titty. She know what titties look like. We ain't never seen your titty. Show me your titty.
Or grandma or grandpa or maybe. I mean, it's just with the evolution. I don't know why it makes sense. I don't know. It makes sense.
I can tell that you don't understand.
Yeah, that's what I would do. But I wasn't born to be always correct.
But I mean, I guess
I was just being real.
Ain't
no half stepping, okay?
Yeah, and that's and you being real, and that's cool.
I could dig it, man.
But I guess the next question
was a moment of I don't know, but hey, just roll with it.
I guess for me, back then it was one thing. Now it's like whatever. It's not that big of a deal to me. But it's like I think it's interesting that you kind of went immediately to because a dude was saying that he was uncomfortable. It was all about sexuality, and I don't think that's the case. I just I don't think it's normal that a woman just whips her titty out and do that sort of thing. That's just me. I mean, but as Marcus said, there are a lot of other people who feel the same. So, okay, all right. So we're gonna do one more.
It's my show.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's ours.
It's mine.
It's ours.
Got my name on it. If we gonna go there, we can go there.
We can go.
You want to go there with a hot mic,
people.
or you want to go there on a break?
We can take a ride.
All right.
So
Big Root.
I ain't scared of you.
The last one we're gonna talk about.
Is this lover's quarrel?
Nah, it's a power struggle that I'm gonna win.
No, you know.
Okay, calm down, people.
How many you think he gonna do? Watch he do one.
Because you don't feel like hearing your damn mouth.
There it is. I'll take that.
Y'all silly. So
She can't beat me.
Kids say the darndest things. Really, if y'all don't stop acting like 2-year-olds.
I don't like her though, man. She always acting like you know what I'm saying. She makes me sick.
Go to the hospital.
I don't even like her.
Why y'all gotta have the last word?
No.
Both y'all shut up.
I don't like her.
I don't like you either.
I don't like her.
Titties.
So
6
Pineapple.
pineapple.
pomegranates. He said pineapple.
So
Okay, sorry.
kids say the darndest things. Unfortunately, this kid got his people in trouble. A child's tale about growing "quote unquote" special plants ends in a pot bus in White River Junction, Vermont. Authorities say a second grader story about helping a farmer grow "quote" special medicine unquote plants led to a big marijuana bust in Vermont. An 8-year-old told school officials and police that he got to help his mother's boyfriend grow, quote, a special medicine that could cure anything at all, unquote. Frank says the boy told her that people came to Windsor House frequently, and a 57-year-old man pleaded not guilty this week in court to a felony court of cultivating more than 25 marijuana plants. 25 marijuana plants. It is like one of the biggest pot busts in Vermont. To me, that just sounds funny. All of that. A woman who answered a phone listing for that person said it was the wrong number. Police say they found 2 grow rooms next to the child's bedrooms. So, is it necessary, one, to tell your kids everything that you do in life?
Not at all. No, and they shouldn't have him helping out with stuff like that.
I mean, it was next door to his bedroom. I mean, what are you supposed to do?
He's a little kid. I mean, 9.99.
Not even his daddy. His mama's boyfriend.
Something.
His mama's boyfriend.
God, how stupid. People are just so damn dumb.
Mr. 3375, what do you think? I mean, that's what you do. You say, hey, you can help me grow my special plants. That's almost like saying, hey, I got this special thing in the room for you. You know?
I mean, everybody growing a special plant. I mean,
Not me.
it's the world we live in, man. I mean, they're making it legal everywhere, so I mean, why not? Grow your plant.
Bernie
Leave her
wants to
alone.
legalize it.
Let me tell you something.
I'm with you on that.
Let me tell you something.
Oh,
The
jeez.
government gonna start making real money.
I mean,
That's why they legalizing all this green stuff, cause they gonna make some money off of it.
They should have did that a long time ago. I don't know why
Yeah.
they waiting. They need
So,
to legalize all drugs.
I mean,
whoa.
yeah, and that'll cut down on some a whole lot of stuff,
Cut
in
down
my
on the drug
opinion.
use.
You know, so I mean, why not? But they gonna get their piece from it. You know, so
I look at it like this, Rube. Is you know, it's marijuana. It is what it is. I think people need to quit being so damn sensitive about it. But the only thing that I'll say to that is, I don't know that you should be encouraging your kids to be a part of it. Your kids, anybody else's kids. That's my deal with it.
So what's the smoking age? 18?
I mean,
21?
I would say that, you know, as far as marijuana is concerned, me personally, you know, I hate when I say me personally, I gotta stop saying that. Marijuana to me is just like alcohol. So if alcohol is 21, marijuana should be 21. But I have absolutely no problem with its 100% wide-scale legalization. If you can drink alcohol, if we can get past the prohibition and, you know, we can drink alcohol like we've been doing in this room all night long, there should be no reason why there shouldn't be legalization of marijuana. That's how I feel about it. You know, I'd be willing to debate this with anybody who wants to debate it with me. If we had more time, we'd talk more about it. But maybe one day we need to do a segment on the legalization of marijuana. And also, the last thing, Ruben, I need you to take us into break here. The last thing I'll say to this is, if you look at what went on in Colorado, man, them people got rid of a deficit. These people, not only did they get rid of a deficit, they have such a surplus that they're giving not loans, but grants to buy homes in Colorado.